Hello and welcome. I'm Raziel, and so I've got to make a bit of confession, and this is a solely a business-related confession. As you guys know, I'm retiring soon, at a young age, so I'm going to be doing YouTube full time as a hobby, and because I like to talk about wargaming, and with that, to be absolutely straight up and be as knowledgeable and at least as not as ignorant as I can be, I had to buy some Games Workshop stuff today. I bought the 40k starter set. I didn't go to Warhammer to do it, or the Games Workshop to do it. I went to my local model shop, because that's where I get my paints and stuff. And the reason for this is, and you can think this is just an excuse, it's so when I talk about other games in reviews, I can actually have Games Workshop to compare them to, as well as other games. I will get to that bit in a minute. It's so I can talk with knowledge, rather than just going blah blah blah, Games Workshop's bad, the models suck, whatever. At least I will be at a point where it's first-hand knowledge, not some regurgitated opinion from 100 different people. So that's the first one. So yeah, you can like what I did or not. It's going to be so rare that I buy anything from GW, and it's literally going to be something big, so I don't have to buy anything for a long time afterwards. This is the first thing I bought in 6 months. So, if you're still here, I wanted to put out Warhammer YouTubers, because getting this box actually got me thinking about this. See, I don't trust them. I think they have zero integrity. I have very few morals. And they are just in it for free stuff. I don't think they are, on a professional level, because I don't know many of them, personally, but on a professional level, I think they are almost akin to grifters. I'm not saying they are grifters. I say they are akin to grifters. They are like grifters. They are not grifters. I'm not saying that, okay? Anyway, now this is why. First things first, we'll talk about that NDA, that non-disclosure agreement. This one is important, because I was a games reviewer for a long time, and yes, I got some stinking emails from games companies because I didn't give their game a good review. And I've been threatened many times that I wouldn't get free products. I wouldn't get a next free game. And my usual response to that was, fine, don't give it to me for free, I will buy it. I will buy it and review it. Either way, that game's getting reviewed. You either can give it to me and get an honest review, or I buy it and you get an honest review. Either way, it doesn't change anything that's going to happen. And that is the problem. If a company is willing to, withhold free product for you, so you don't review it, the only thing you should do in that position is say, fine, I'll buy it myself. It's still going to be reviewed without you. It doesn't matter if you're involved or not. You either give it to me for free or I buy it. The review's going to happen. And that is usually a good kick up the bum for them to realise that they're not going to get away with just saying, say good things about me, or you don't get any free stuff. It's like it doesn't really change what's going to happen. The outcome's going to remain the same. And anyone with an ounce of integrity would do that, because a critic or a reviewer has to be in a position to be honest. Whether the games developer or the company that's in charge like it or not, the critic has to be absolutely brutally honest. They cannot sugarcoat anything. And that's what we're seeing a lot of. You'll see a complaint with a caveat on how it's actually a good thing in some way. And that's a big problem when you want to buy a product. If you want to buy a product, you want an honest review, not just what's at this point in time, an advert. And it's just to me, it's absolutely vile that people do that. The next one is the reviews of limited edition products. Now, this one actually really gets my goat. It's one of the few things that annoys me no end. See, the thing is with limited edition products, they're limited edition. And with Games Workshop being very fond of FOMO and having things hard to get, after after they've sold out, yeah, this isn't a good thing, because I've seen it now on the last couple of ones that sold out quickly. The reviews would come after the day it was sold out, and if you're doing that, I have no real love for you. I wouldn't trust you as far as I could throw you, because what you're doing there is saying, haha, I got it, you didn't. A review is meant to be for the consumer, and it's also meant to be for the actual creator as well. There is a reason for that. And if a consumer is unable to buy it, what's the point of a review? That review is now useless to everyone. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of everyone's time to read it or watch it or anything like that. It's just a cantankerous sore and should be removed. And if you're a reviewer who releases reviews of products they know are sold out, yeah, you're just not a very good person. You are being a horrid person. I do not trust you. And no one else should. Because you have just wasted a lot of people's time, I should say, and you've been you could have just refused to do it, just refused to release it. And if Games Workshop comes back to you, why didn't you release this review? You say, it's sold out, they can't buy it. What's the point of them reading a review on something they cannot get? It's just that. It's a waste. And if Games Workshop say, fine, we're not going to give you any more free product because you refuse to release this review, you go, fine, I will just buy it. And then what are you going to do then? Exactly. It always comes down to that the reviewer needs to stand up to the company that's giving them the product. It's a quid pro quo. It's not a quid pro quo. It's not like we give you free stuff, you say nice things. It's, we'll give you this stuff to review and you review it honestly. That's what the quid pro quo should be. You know? That's exactly what it should be. And if it's unavailable, you shouldn't release the review. You just shouldn't release it. At all. And finally, this is the final point I want to make on this video, is what I've noticed, they have nothing to compare Games Workshop to. They will tell you Games Workshop's the best plastic. And if we go, oh, Games Workshop's the best plastic, and you'll hear it over and over again, and you go, compared to what? What? What are you comparing their plastic to? Oh, they just make the best plastic. It's like, okay, compared to what? They make the best models. Compared to what? If you're going to say Games Workshop's makes the best models and never touch War Cradle, never touch Parabellum Games, I'm going to say, no, they don't. Here's some models that look far better than anything Games Workshop's released. And presently they are far superior. Conquest models, in my opinion, are far better than anything Games Workshop's released in the past 5 years. War Cradle Plastics again, and their models for Wild West Exodus are far better than anything I've seen released from Games Workshop. And they have some of the best looking plastic models. Rani Namu, which is one of my favourite models, is a fantastic legendary model. If you get her legendary version, it's brilliant. It's a lovely model. And it's far better than anything Games Workshop's released. So this thing that they don't have anything to really compare it to other than itself, what's the point of a review? Again, it's just, at this point, is just an advert. Most reviewers I've seen, and God, I watched a lot, basically just advertising Games Workshop. They're not reviewing Games Workshop, they're advertising for them. This is my opinion. If you do not like it, I do not care. And whether take it with a pinch of salt, that's why I opened with a confession. I opened with that I bought stuff because I have to now, and it'll be very rare, and it won't be single unit choices. It will be either a combat patrol, as bad as they are right now, or a starter set. There won't be a single unit anymore. And a book, again, that's for the rules. And that's it. Anyway, what do you guys think? I'd like to hear your opinions on these things, and I'll see you all in the next one. And don't forget there's Whaling Games down below. Oh yeah, I did actually want to say one thing quickly. I'm apprehensive of doing another. I'm thinking about redoing another Showdown and Retribution review, but I'm apprehensive because I know I will be incredibly biased about it. I know I will be, and I don't really want to do it unless I can get myself in a mind where my adoration for War Cradle doesn't overcome my critique. Okay? So, your thoughts on that too. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. As I said, Whaling Games down below if you wish to save up to 20% on your wargaming and free delivery up to £20. And yes, I do use them quite a bit. I've got some Judge Dredd stuff coming tomorrow from them. I'm actually excited about starting that one because I love Judge Dredd. And that's actually a video that's coming up. 2 videos it's going to be mentioned in. There is Forbidden Planet. If you want to read about Judge Dredd, go there. And other comics and everything else. There is also my merchandise. I always forget about my merchandise and my comics. If you want to see Little Red Riding Hood, go ham on some Lovecraftian cyborg werewolves. And there is Skyforge. Never forget Skyforge. Good friend of mine. And let's get him up that Google algorithm. And finally, Patreon because business. Bye bye.